Right, here we are again. I'm not doing this one live because it's a bit more of a tutorial, and I might get some bits wrong and have to put some text over the top to correct myself. So I don't want to be telling you a load of rubbish. On my normal videos, I use Streamlabs, OBS and Cubase together and manage to get them to stream perfectly well. I'm using a 3-camera setup, and it all switches fine and all my little overlays come up and all sorts, no problem. So this is going to be a little tutorial how I do things. I've tried the voice meter method and I wasn't very successful with it. My sound card doesn't have loop back on it. Well, not that I can find anyway, so it might be I not know how to use it. So I found this method online, and I just thought I'd show everybody else how I do it. It's not an original method. It's something I've copied myself from other tutorials. So I'll give you a run through of how I do things. So initially you need to download Streamlabs, which if I bring up put the main screen on, Streamlabs OBS, which is this site here. It's all in one streaming, and you just download it. It's a free download. Just install it, etc. And then you also need to download a thing called Stream, which comes in with a package, a free download from Reaper plugs on this site here. If you just do a search for Stream or plugs or whatever, it'll come up with this. And all we're really interested in is this. Where'd you gone? This not real comp. Stream. Okay, I keep going past it. My mouse is set up for too many clicks, I think. So Real Stream, this one here, this is the only one we're actually needing. So download the whole package, and when you've downloaded it, you need to install it into your VST plugins folder. And if I go to my let's get off. I want that. Go to a test. My mouse is playing up again. I don't use a mouse mat, so sometimes when I have to do delicate things, it shoots off the end of the screen. So just make sure it's installed in C, program files, VST plugins, and there it is. There, earplugs. I've installed it into there. So when Cubase does a scan, it'll come up with the rear plug. To do a scan, if you need to do a scan, I'm not sure what's going out at the minute. If you need to do a scan, just go up to Studio, get up here, VST plugin manager, and just hit this little refresh button here. Make sure your paths are all in. So everything, they're all my paths to various bits and pieces, and it'll come up in I believe it's VST effects. Just have a look where it is. What's it called? Rear plug. There we are. Yeah. Real EQ, rear gate standalone, rear stream standalone 4. That's it. Comes up with a VST1, but for some reason, because it's a 64-bit, Cubase allows it. I don't know quite why. I haven't had to wrap it or anything like that. So, and then what I've done with that, this is all the Cubase end of it. On my very last piece of my stereo out. Here I have the rear stream standalone 4. If I click on it, it opens up the editor, You've got to make sure this one's set to send. Leave the identifier as default and make sure that box is ticked, and this one is on local broadcast. So this will now broadcast via the internals of your motherboard, I believe it is, the audio across to the other program. So that's this side of things done. So just make sure it's on send, local broadcast, identifier leave default, and it's enabled. And you can see as I'm rabbiting, it's going up and down as I'm talking, so I know that's working and sending. Right, now the tricky part is setting up your OBS Studio. So if I put that, drag it over here, go and get it off of the other screen. Have a look at this. I've got a feeling I ain't got a clue what's going on. You can see it's all gone in one window and into the other, because it's now it's got double mouse and everything, because it's now picking up this window. So where I've got the screen only one set up here, I've had to I've got text here, so that the original when I started the video, there's my text, so I can turn that off manual, and I've got some subscribe things and alert boxes and a load of other rubbish in there. But basically all you need to have is display capture and an audio input source. So the display capture, I click on it there and I'll go up to, you'd have to add a source to your scene, and it'd be a display capture. If I go add source, display capture 2, but I'll cancel that one. So you'd actually go add source, display capture 2, and then if you go into the little, once it's there, you can open the properties of it. I've actually got 2 screens, so if I click on this other one now, you'll see a picture of a Land Rover come on, which is background on my other screen. There's a picture of the Land Rover on my other screen, and this is what we're looking at now. So there's my display capture. And then Cubase is you'd have to add an audio source. I can't remember whether this one's a let's have a quick look at the properties. It's audio input capture, so input capture, and I'm just coming out of my Focusrite. I'm using the device timestamps, so the video and the audio sync together. I think that's what it does. And also on there, so we've got Cubase in there. You can see the meters have appeared for that. So each source has got its own little separate meter on it and whatnot. So there's my Cubase coming out directly out of Cubase. And in Cubase itself, no, before I go too far, on here, to get that to do that, we need to go into the properties of this audio source. It's like a little microphone thing, it's telling you an audio source. So if you right click on it and go up to filters, and this is where we've added the plugin. So we've gone add filter type, and gone right down to a VST2 plugin, and gone done, and then I've gone to the navigated to the plugin, which is RearStream standalone, and then if I open the plugin interface, which is here, it's just popped up there. Hopefully you're seeing that. I'm not sure what I'm seeing here. That's done. I'm not sure whether you've seen that. There we are, we can see it on that screen there. There's a plugin interface. So the one in Cubase is set to send, and this one's just set to receive, and it identifies default, and it's enabled. And as you can see now, it's got the audio going in and out. So the rest of it is just go in and sort out your general settings, really. A lot of them I've left at default, same as stream. There's my, I'm logged into there. I haven't got the Prime version, so I can't stream to Facebook at the same time. The output is just telling me where bits are going, what encoder I'm using. I'm using the onboard video. I've got a graphics card in my computer, so I'm using the onboard video and constant bit rate and etc. is on the stream. I can only upload at about 10 megabits, so I've set that to sort of 3/4 of it, and keyframes, etc. So that gives me that. My audio, I'm coming 48 kilohertz because I'm using in Cubase stereo, and these are just defaults basically, or disabled. Video, I'm using a 4K screen, so there's my base camera size, and I'm outputting into just standard HD, and I'm using that one and 60 frames a second. Whether it's going out of that, I don't know. I know my GoPro goes at 60 frames a second, and my Canon's going at 60 frames, but I know the screen's not going that fast because it's just a very, very cheap 4K monitor. You can set hotkeys here if you're into that sort of thing. Process priorities, colour formats, it's all virtually as it is. There's my audio monitoring device. You've got scene collection, etc., remote control, and virtual webcam, this, that, and the other. So hopefully that's giving you an idea how to get it to record onto the what's it? I think that's about it for this thing. So it's basically go and download Restream and the OBS Studio or Streamlabs OBS. It's entirely up to you which one you actually use. I just find the OBS Studio one a little bit easier to use, and then make sure you've installed them into your folders, and then go and grab it. Make sure it's installed post fader and it's set up to send on a local broadcast, and it's all enabled, and you'll see it working when it's doing. And obviously on the other program you need to set it up the other way. I've got my I'll just go back into the other one a minute and just show you what I was doing. To get the high quality audio, 320 kilobits, I think it's in the settings there somewhere. Output, audio output. Yeah, audio bit rate, 320 kilobits a second. So that's what that's going out at. And I'm recording this at the moment, so that's where it's going to me video and whatnot. Hopefully this has been useful to you. So I'm fairly new to this myself, so I've tried. There are other methods you can use to stream. One of the methods I had a reasonable bit of success with was using the Veroxo recorder. I think it's called Vendroxo recorder, and but that involves using two sound cards. You point it at the onboard sound and route it through that way, and it was full of clicks and pops. This Restream's the only one I've managed to get working, so I actually purchased a voice meter, the full-blown fancy one, trying to get it to work properly, but I could never get it to do it. So if you haven't got loopback on your microphone, on your sound card, which I have, well, I may have, but I probably haven't got a clue how to use it. The only thing I must add, on my sound card, I'll just put you back on capture the screen. Make sure on your sound card you're doing software playback. And so I've got, this is a Focusrite Claret 8 Pre I use. I'm just monitoring the outputs of 1 and 2, which is a software playback. Basically, it's the outputs of Cubase, and say I'm on my headphones. Then once I'm muted, I'll the output's muted. So just make sure you run your software playback if you're having any fun. You know, it's I had to fart around with it for several days to get it work absolutely perfectly. But saying it, the basic thing would just be, the screen only one. It's just this. You need a display capture, so it's just add a source to your scene, and it's a display capture. Or the other devices I use, it'd be a video capture device for the cameras, obviously. And if I wanted to capture a particular program, I find this one doesn't work very well. So the best thing I'll use just display capture. It just captures the output of your video card, whatever it's sending to. Yeah, so whatever source it is. I just showed you earlier. So you can quickly switch back to that with the display, depending on which display you want to capture. This is called display 1, and obviously the other one's called display 2. So there we go. So there we go. That's, hopefully this has been a little bit helpful to you. I'm not the best at explaining things, but I figured it out eventually. If I can do it, an old bloke who's not that technically savvy, really, I'm sure anybody else can do it as well. Oh, I nearly forgot. Let's just bring Cubase up. You need to be able to monitor in Cubase. If I turn this off, although I was rabbiting away, but you couldn't actually hear anything. So. And turn it back on again. So you need to monitor whatever's going out. So, incidentally, that little bit of a loop going in the background, which has probably been driving you crazy, is actually a song which I have out on. It's out on Spotify and all the usual suspects. I'll turn it up now, and you can have a listen to it in its entirety. And I'll shut up. It's called Coventry Cultured. I wrote this a couple of years ago. I live in a city called Coventry, and I wrote this a couple of years ago. On the day we found out we got the Coventry culture thing. I'm not sure whether I was taking the piss or not. Enjoy anyway. Before I go too far, I'll just take all the cuts off it. So it's full range again. Right, okay, I'll do it. Yes, well, yeah. Anyway, something else I was going to... Yes, I've mentioned you need to have the monitor on, else you can't hear yourself and nothing goes out, because I have made that mistake myself. Yes, I have. I've sat here rabbiting with no audio. About 45 minutes. No audio at all going out. But never mind. So hopefully you learned something. If you have, like, subscribe, or do these little things occasionally. One of my subscribers actually asked me to do this, so I hopefully have obliged him, and so anything you want me to have a go at explaining or whatever, I do this, that, or the other. So I'm just an old bloke who farts around and he's laughingly calls this place Axetamer Studio. I'm no Axetamer. But there we go. So that's me, Ian, from Axetamer Music Studio. I'll leave you to it and catch you another time. Bye now.